Hello, 25th of May, 8 in the morning. It's a beautiful day. This week we will be planting out the sweet corn that I've been starting off at home, and we'll check back on what else is happening at the allotment. Now, a couple of weeks back we had a late frost. This week we've had 50 miles an hour winds. You wouldn't know looking at the weather today, but brace yourself, because there have been some casualties. Right, the sweet corn. I planted these a month ago. I didn't have any plant pots at the time, so I planted them in a mixture of toilet rolls, and then I made these little newspaper plant pots. They've been quite good actually, retain the moisture. I can just plant these straight in the ground because that'll degrade over time. Shouldn't be too long before that all dissolves, goes into the soil. The roots are starting to show, so it's time for them to go in. I'd make them again even if I had plant pots next time. Right, what do we know about sweet corn? It's wind pollinated, so you don't plant them in rows, you plant them in blocks, about that far apart. Yeah, I'm going to dig some holes and put them in the ground.
Dig. Dave. Dig.
Dig, 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 dig.
Right, that's it. 30 sweet corn planted out in almost straight rows. They've been hardening off outside for a few weeks, so they're a bit more sturdy than the pumpkin, squash and courgette ware that I planted out last week. Plus, no wind now. It's going to be a good week, so they should be able to get established here. Right, it's 6 o'clock. I am back at the allotment. I've come back to give those sweet corn their second watering of the day, try and get them off to a good start. So let's have the allotment tour. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to try and do it in one shot. Right, let's start with the squash I planted last week. These are in my wildflower bed, which legit has wildflowers, I can call it that. Now, you'll notice with the squash, pumpkin and courgettes, they're ditching some leaves, but growing new ones that are more vine shaped. These are most successful of the ones I planted last week. Again, same theme, ditch the leaf, grow some new ones. This has got nice thick hairy stems. He's okay. This one, yeah, lovely. And yes. Potatoes. First early potatoes took a battering from the frost, but they're coming back, they're coming through. Second early potatoes, they've come back with vigour. Look at those, they are quite happy. Carrots, you can see my carrots. You couldn't see them yesterday. Weeds. Oh, must spend half my time here weeding. But, right, so how long have we been doing agriculture? How long have we been farming? 10,000 years ago, Neolithic Revolution. We've had weeds ever since. We've had herbicides for 150 years. We've still got weeds. I would be a fool to think I could get rid of all the weeds. That being said, my allotment maybe has more weeds than most, but something you live with. Right, onions, they're the ones that were randomly planted. Moved them. Some of them are filling up lovely. Oof. Garlic. Right, wind damage, none, but you can see some of the leaves are bent in the prevailing wind direction. In fact, a lot of them are pointing this way. 50 miles an hour winds, they could cope with that. Sweet corn, planted today. They're still alive. 10 hours later, go me. That I'm sorting out over the coming weeks. Here's the onions that I moved from there a couple of weeks back. They're okay. We've got the peas here. Now, mentioned last week, I think I've put some twigs down to try and disguise the pea shoots coming up to protect them from birds. Trouble is, you can't weed it and you can't see if they're coming up, and funnily enough, the ones opposite without the twig protection seem to have been coming on quite well, but I'm not going to complain. Courgettes in the crime scene. Attempted wind protection. Oh dear, look at that one. I think I've lost 4 out of the 14 there and there. I mean, look, this is what the wind's done. It's just snapped some stems. But the ones that have survived, they're growing those vine-shaped leaves, growing new leaves, flowers on that one. So most of them are okay, some borderline, we'll have to see. These are the squashes that were left to their own devices with that wind, and this wind has hit them. Some are doing better than others. Yeah. But they're all growing new leaves. Just. We'll have to keep an eye on them. And then what we got here? We got the beetroot, but I planted them just a few weeks ago. Oh, hang on there. Yep, beetroot. It is growing. On the same subject of beetroot, these are the ones I planted a longer ago, the same time as I planted the carrots, and these, I weeded them yesterday. It's a lot easier to weed these because they're bigger. And also, you know what's a beetroot? It might have a red vein down the leaf, or it might not, but with the seeds being bigger, you can specifically plant them out and know where they are, row wise and distance apart from each other. We got the onions. If you can't weed between them, you've got a problem. Main crop of potatoes. Every single one survived the frost, so looking good there. And if you can't weed between them, stood up with a hoe. Get off the allotment. Right, fruit trees, fruit zone. Apples. Plums, believe me, they're there. Cherries, yes. Pears, tick. Or even these berries. I don't know if you can see this. Yes, we have berries. TBC, red currant or black currant, but we've got berries. Pumpkins. With these, some of the ones I thought were doing alright when I checked really early on in the week before the wind. They're not so good. Some of the ones I thought were gonna not make it, they seem to be pulling through. So let's have a quick look. I'm not going to show you every one, but this one's not too happy. Really thin stem, but he has grown new leaves. But I think, I don't know about that one. Same here. I know he's got a bit of a thicker stem. Again, he's dropped the old leaves, but he's growing new ones. There's some much stronger ones here. He's got a thicker stem. Bigger leaves. This one here, quite a thick stem, new leaves and flowers starting to develop. Same here. This one, he's bent over, but that's got more leaves. Like I say, I'm not going to show you them all, but this one was quite fatigued last week, but picked up. Right, that was a bit of a whistle-stop tour. I'm out of breath now. Right, that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. Click subscribe if you like. Send me a comment, because I do really appreciate those. And I really appreciate anyone watching. It's been fun, and catch you next time. Cheers.